Hello garden lovers! This is our third video of our summer 2022 garden tour. We've been breaking it up this time. I think last year we had two about an hour each long garden tour videos. This year we decided let's do some smaller video clips hitting up our different growing areas. This way the video length is shorter and it's quicker to edit and release the videos. If you didn't see the first two videos that were released a couple weeks ago, we are growing east of Corona around the Lake Matthews area. We are in a deserty climate. We experience very high highs. We skip spring. We have about 2 weeks of spring and then we go straight into the 90s. But we are also about 1,800 feet above sea level, so we experience frost and very low lows. I don't know about very, but upper 20s in the winter months. So we've had to get very creative in how we grow food. We utilize lots and lots of shade cloths. And that was weird, my phone decided to just turn off by itself. But anyway, lots of shade cloths and greenhouses. We grow our peppers, chilies, tomatoes, cucumbers in greenhouses in the winter months. This section of the garden we are growing in a double raised bed cattle panel design. I'll attach a clip in the upper right hand corner. This video will go into the build of this design. It's a beautiful design, we love it. And we are growing lots of delicious food in here. This section of the garden basically maintains itself. I do have to periodically come in and do a neem spray with some Bronner soap due to the pest activity, but other than that, very low maintenance. Here is our favorite cherry tomato variety. This is the Husky cherry tomato. It is 11 growing in here. We're also growing this variety in our greenhouse. We've started it. It's probably just about 5 inches tall, but it's going to give us cherry tomatoes all through the winter. Back here we have some tomato varieties. We have Lucid Gem growing back there. I need to find the tag for this cherry tomato, but it's going crazy. Lots and lots of delicious cherry tomatoes. I'll find the seed packet information for that one and attach it here. And lots of different chili varieties all throughout this bed. We're going to be releasing short clips of all the chili varieties that we're growing. We'll feature about 3 in each video. They'll be very short, maybe 5-minute long clips sharing all about the variety that we're growing, the seed packet information, the heat index. Here are some serranos. These guys are going to overwinter here because this cattle panel design turns into a greenhouse in the winter months. So we'll be growing serrano chilies in this bed during the winter. Hi, baby! Oh gosh, I have to introduce, oh, she flew away, darn it. And back over here, we have some ruby chard growing. We have some Ford hook. Love Ford hook, growing it in a couple of different spots on our property. Love it for lettuce wraps. We have a ghost pepper in the center here and some guardsman green chilies and some guardsman green snacker onions. And looks like I have not been monitoring the tomato hornworm activity very well. Got to get out here tonight because look at that. Hi, baby! You guys heard that little tweeting in the background. That's our pet hummingbird. We have a hummingbird family that's hanging out, living here with us. Super blessed. Back there we have some Roma tomatoes growing. More chilies. Some of the peppers are struggling. Gonna get them fed. But you can see here they've got new leaf growth, so they're bouncing back. And one thing that we're going to definitely change next growing season is when we grow our tomatoes in this cattle panel design, and we have to have the shade cloth as a barrier because it gets so hot and the blossoms will drop. But if left to themselves, these tomato plants grow on the outside of the cattle panel. They get kind of smashed in between the cattle panel and the shade cloth. Next season, I should have a lot more time, so I'll be coming out and training them up the cattle panel, but making sure that they're growing on the inside so that they're not smashed in between the cattle panel and the shade cloth. And then there's going to be some jalapenos overwintering in this bed as well. Here we have some cucumbers. They were doing really great until aphids started attacking them. So I'm going to be spraying these guys tonight. Get rid of them. This is Marketmore. And another chili plant. We're growing chilies everywhere. This is Chili de Arbol. This is the variety that we use in our salsa. Delicious salsa recipe from our dear friend, the best salsa on the planet. Here we have mint in containers. We do not let the mint grow in the ground. We keep them in containers. And all along the bottom of the raised beds, we have some Italian dandelions. See, it's going into seed. What an extremely beautiful flower. Gorgeous color. And come over to this side. Everything's kind of blurry. Down here we have some basil growing. Lots of flowers for our hummingbird family. And in here is our first time trying this melon. Here's the seed packet information. Excited to try this variety. Along this side, we've got some arugula just starting out. And then on the back side, we have some Thai basil that planted itself. This sweet basil overwintered. This section of the plant did not start regrowing, but the bottom section did. So glad it made it. We're often looking at areas where we can grow all the veggies that we enjoy and try to grow them year-round, if possible, by finding areas where they may overwinter. This beauty is the chocolate cosmos. If you have not grown this variety, gotta give it a try. It actually smells like chocolate. And man, it's so gorgeous. The color is incredible. Definitely saving lots of seeds from this beauty. Be growing it all over our property next season. All right, gonna head over to another section of the garden. And here is our main green chili bed. We used to grow them in the main garden area, but when we installed that very large shade cloth, then they weren't getting direct sun all day long, so we decided to move them. Now they're growing in this bed by the cattle panel raised beds. They're in full sun and they're doing great this year. We've already had a harvest. We've already got a bunch roasted, peeled, and frozen. And you can see here we have a lot more ready to harvest. So we'll probably be doing that this weekend because it looks like, gosh, looks like we got about 50 that we got to get harvested. Look at this big one back here. We'll have plenty this season. Last year we started running out of green chilies, so we almost didn't have enough. We grow for the year, get them all preserved, because my husband makes amazing green chili dishes like green chili chicken Alfredo, green chili chicken pasta, green chili burgers. We're just green chili crazy here. So we'll definitely be fine this year because this is our main green chili bed, but we have other green chili plants growing in different areas. We'll be sharing those at the next garden tour. This is that lettuce variety that we shared in our first garden tour of the main garden area, the giant blue leaf feather by Baker Creek. And here is a picture of it. It was so huge, and we harvested it and fed it to the girls. And you can see here we just cut it down a little above soil level, and it's doing what the kale plants do. It's growing baby leaves. So we're gonna leave it here and harvest all the baby leaves for the girls. I believe it's very rich in vitamin C because it's got kind of that bitter flavor like Italian dandelion. All right, we'll head over to the other side of the chili bed. And here we have lots of cosmos planted themselves from last season. Got the beautiful Mexican marigold, super prolific, planting itself all over the garden. Man, love seeing this. Chili plant is full of green chilies. So over here, this plant is different from all of the other green chilies in this bed. Harvested the seeds from a huge hatch green chili from the grocery store. Wanted to see if we could recreate it. And these guys certainly are not as large as the hatch green chili from the grocery store, but this plant is full of green chilies. So we'll get them all harvested, and then we have lots of blossoms. We'll make sure that we're thinning to where the plant just has about 10 per plant and see how large they could get. And just lots and lots of beautiful flowers for the pollinators, more cosmos. We have some bee balm over there. I hear a baby hummingbird in the background. This area is where we're succession planting our watermelon. Hi, baby. Be there in a minute. So we've got some little babies starting. We already grew around here. Got to get those guys thinned out. This is the sugar baby, and today should be delivering a new variety that we're trying from Baker Creek. It's called Sugar Baby Bush, late season watermelon variety. Can't wait to try those guys out. So this whole area is for the pollinators, for our hummingbird family, and growing watermelons. All right, we will head over to our sitting area where we're growing a few delicious chili varieties. All right, so this is one of our sitting areas around our fire pit. It's an awesome custom fire pit that my husband made. We have some delicious chilies growing and that beautiful bushy asparagus. So if you've been to Disneyland, you'll know what I'm talking about, and I haven't been in years, but they grow food all over the place. As you're walking around from ride to ride, you could see lettuce growing in the landscapes, some different herbs, and that's always stuck in my mind, thinking what a great idea to grow an edible landscape and to offer some type of food security for our family. So in this bed, we have a struggling chocolate habanero, and we'll be doing a video on how to get your pepper plants to bounce back. Then we have a beautiful habanero that needs some nutrients. Gonna get him fed with some compost tea. And out of all of the places that we're growing asparagus, man, it really loves it in this bed. Let me see if I could get closer around this chair. There's an early jalapeno. And look at that guy. It's a big, beautiful asparagus spear. We're gonna let these roots form for another year before we start harvesting. This is second year asparagus in this bed. And one of my new favorite varieties of peppers, this is Puma. I love the dark leaves, super beautiful. Have not tried this chili variety yet. Probably got a few weeks before we try that guy. And just more chilies, some self-seeded volunteer sunflowers, and more asparagus. Got a serrano over there. We eat so many serrano chilies. We have to have them growing all over the place. There's my little guard dude. He's guarding me from our neighbor dog, Leia. Hey, buddy. And on the other side of the double cattle panel raised bed, we have some 1,000-head kale growing and some baby tree collards. So those guys will grow very huge. I'm sure they'll get 6-7 feet high and provide lots of food for our chicks. And since we're on this side of the green chili bed, could pop over here to some of the watermelons. So we started mulching with grass clippings. Very excited about that. And you wouldn't think it makes a big difference, but it really is. But I gotta get some set on this young watermelon. This will be our last round of watermelons for the season. Thankfully, we have an extended growing season here in Southern California, so we will definitely get one more round. What'd you find, buddy? What's in there? Is it a friend? All right, that's it for now. Remember, something doesn't come from nothing. I hope you guys enjoy your week and enjoy your garden.